This is the second video or the second example for the Cad A1s. We want to create this model. So the way you'd start by creating this model is I would start with the outer shell. So let's create a box that is 80 by 60 with a height of 40. So let's create a new sketch here. Can use rectangle. Let's just constrain it. Okay, and now we can dimension this. So we want a length of 80, a height of 40. I think that's correct. Yeah, height of 40, and then we'll extrude it by 60 millimeters. So we can extrude this. Let's extrude it in one direction. Okay, perfect. Now what we can do is we can create this little inner box per se. So we know what this distance is over here, and the same with this, and we know the distance of this little thing. It's 8 millimeters here and 6 and 6 on the side. So this inner box, basically we just need to take this distance away from this. So it would be 74 by 54 and a height of 32. So if we go back here, we can create a new sketch on here, and we can create from here, and then we just dimension this to here should be 6, 6, and from here to here should be 8, and then it will go in a distance of 54. So cut. So if we look at it from the corner, there we go, we should have something like that. So there's our box already created. Now we need to do is create this cylindrical feature over here. So if we go to the top and we create on this a new sketch on here, we can take a point over there, and we can just get on project geometry. We can dimension from here to here. That should be, it's 15 by 15. Okay, so that should be 15, and from here to there, that should be 15. Perfect. Now we can create the circle, and that is a diameter of 25, and in the center will be 12. Okay, we'll get to the chamfers and fillets all later on. So this was a diameter of 25. Right, and we'll just extrude this up. This was this is a height of 26. Okay, so if this height is 26 and that length is 8, then this would be 18. So just put 18 over here. There you go. Now that we have this created, we can go ahead and create the center hole over there. So let's create a new sketch on here, project geometry, and we can create a hole of diameter 12. Diameter should be that one. Diameter 12, there we go. Okay, so now that we have that created, so we have the basic shape now. So before we go ahead and create these ribs, oh, there is one more feature here, which is the ISO hole that we need to create. So we go here and we just create a plane to this surface. There we go. So we can see if we rotate it, it's a tangent. So we can create a new sketch on this surface. Okay. Let's take project geometry on here and take a point and place it somewhere there. Okay. The placement of that hole is 21 from the bottom here, and it goes right through that cylindrical feature. It has a diameter of 3 and a thread of 0.5. They tell you how deep it goes, 25 deep. So what we can do is we can project geometry one more time. We can dimension from here to the bottom as 21. There we go. Just make sure that this is in the center, aligned with that. So now if we create a hole, we go isometric profile, and the size would be 3. So 3 is 0.5, that's perfect. And a depth of, let's say 25. So if we turn it, 25, that's what, yeah, that's 25. There we go. And create. So that should be 6, yeah, that's 25. Perfect. So if we look from there, there's the hole through, and yeah, it's not penetrating that surface over there. The next thing we can create is all these chamfers and fillets. The fillets are radius 10, all of them. It says typical. So if we go here, we just create a fillet with 10 millimeters radius. So it's this end, and that end. Okay. The other thing we need to do is the chamfer, which is a chamfer of 2 millimeters. Okay, so chamfer 2 millimeters. There you go. So that is created. So everything except the ribs are created now. For the ribs, we know the placement of the plane that they will be on. So for this one, it will be 38 millimeters from the surface. So we can go ahead here, and if we click on sketch, and if you click on the surface and hold it and then drag towards whichever way, you'll see that this comes up, right? And when you do this, then you can insert a number. This is obviously, if you look at it from this side, it's going away from you, so it's in the negative direction. So we can just put in negative, it's 38 millimeters away, so there should be negative 38. and just press enter. So it creates a plane for you, right? um, just put that up there quickly. So you can see it creates a plane for you that is negative 38 millimeters away from the surface. You can create a new sketch on here. Okay, let's just go back quickly. There we go. So if we take a point, we know that this is a distance angled 135 millimeters and it's a height of 26. We can see, we know this because it's both of these are in line, right? So what we can do is we take a point and we'll place it. Let's just use project geometry here quickly. Okay, so we can take a point and place it somewhere here and dimension this point to the bottom as 26. Alright, then let's take a line, just run it straight across, and if we take this from here to somewhere along here, and then dimension this line to there as 135 if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 135. Oops, hey, let me just go back there. Let's make sure that this stays in line there. Okay, this should be 135. There we go. So we have now the basic part of the rib created. So we can extrude this to the normal rib maneuver. It's of a distance of 4 millimeters, thickness 4 millimeters. So just put in 4, and profile would be here. And if we have a look from this side, there's the rib created. Okay, and then you can just remove the visibility of this plane. So we can do the same thing approaching from this side. Just see, it's a distance of 28. Okay, so from here, so minus 28. There's that. Again, project geometry just so you can dimension and make sure everything is accurate. Place a point somewhere along here. Dimension it as the height was 26. Just make sure, yeah, 26, 135. So we take okay, let's just make sure it stays in line. Okay, and then we can take another line from this point somewhere along here, and we can dimension from here to that line as 135. There we go. And then we can obviously do the rib feature again. So this was 4 millimeters, and there we go. And we can hide the visibility of this plane. And so there you have your second feature created, or your second model created. This was a rather simple model. I doubt they'll give something like this in the exam. They could, but considering that, I mean, they have given it before, but this is like really simple. So I don't think they'll give something so easy in the exam. But yeah, that's how you would create this model.